arm bar setup. Okay, so we're gonna go over just the basic, the 4 fingers in, because the first day that the first cross collar that we did was the thumb in variation, right? And you were low and you led with your elbow and you shade and you finish this way. This one we're gonna start off with the 4 fingers in. Okay, so we're just gonna start off really basic without them defending, because there's ways you can get your hand in there when they're defending, and we'll go over that in a minute. But first I just kind of want to get the mechanics down for everybody. So first thing is open the collar. Don't just leave it like this and reach. Okay, you want to create a little bit of tension, so you open the collar, you have that tension there, and then leave with your 4 fingers in, and you want to get deep as possible. Okay, this is going to be the most important grip. You don't want to just stay like right here on their shoulder, one of their collarbones. You want to grab, you know, tag in the back. Okay, so grab strong, and then your elbow down. Okay, right away. So you open, boom, feet, elbow down, and then right away we're going to use this hand. We're going to straight over, and you don't have to stick anything in the collar. Okay, just straight over, grab fabric. Okay, then from here, the choking action is going to be elbows next to your ribs. Okay, you're going to bring your chest through this hole that you're creating. There's a hole right here. Bring your chest through. You're going to fall forward, and your elbows are going to come to your ribs naturally. Okay, so right here, I'm not going to reach out and do this, so I want to get the habit of here, straight across right here. Okay, fall to the side of your top arm. Okay, so I'm here, straighten my back, chest comes through, my head comes down to the mat, and then I pull up. Okay, if he's not choking by the time I'm down, then you pull into you, straight into you. Okay, so one more time, on this side, open the collar, 4 fingers in, grab deep. Okay. This hand, straight across, just grab fabric, right here. Okay, chest, straighten your back, chest is going to come through this hole to the side of my top arm. Okay, go down to the mat. Okay, I loosened up. Tapped anyways. So if he's not tapping by the time you're there, then you apply the pull with your elbows straight back. Don't flare your elbows this way. Straight this way. Okay. So 1, 2. Fix everything nice and tight. Straight my back, chest falls through to the side of the top arm. Before we even able to get down. Tapped. Any questions on that? Super simple, but we're going to build onto this a little bit. Okay? We good? Okay, hands up. 1, 2, 3. Grip, right? So a couple different ways you can do it if they're kind of blocking, you know, you're trying to get in there, is just open the lapel from the bottom here. So even if he's got his arms kind of like that, don't open for me. He's got his arms like that, you can make a fist really right in his ribs here. But you make a fist and push it through, punch through, and then feed your thumb out, and now you have a good grip. Okay, so even if he's like, yes, oh, I can't get my hand in there, but I have a path this way, right? So that's one way to get your first grip. And really try to get this grip as solid as possible. So take your time here. You know, don't just settle for something like this. You know, really pull here, pull down here if you have to. But get this nice and solid. Okay. So say we're here, we have our mount, we have our first grip, and we're looking to get this one, but he's going to block with this hand, right? He's not letting me, he's blocking my hand, right? So one thing we can do is, as he's blocking, we can come up with our knee and pin his arm real quick. As soon as that happens, we're going to come underneath with this hand. So now we're both palm up. Okay? Then we come back down, fall to the side of the top arm. Okay? So one more time. Trying to get our grips. Open lapel. Okay, at this point, you can pick which one you want. Really, not going to matter too much. They're equally guarded. Okay, so this time I'm going to go on this side. So you're open here, kind of make it taut, make a fist. Shove your fist through there. It's not going to be comfortable for them. Okay? Shove it all the way down to like you're pretty much punching the ground, and pop your thumb out. Sorry, pitched it a little bit. Boom. So there's your first grip. You're going for this. He's going to block. So use your knee. You can use your elbow. See, I'm kind of opening his elbow. So I get my knee and drive it over. Just for a second to block. Bring this hand. I'm not going to go in between his arm. I'm going to go underneath and find that lapel. Boom. Come back into my mount. Side of the top arm. Okay, elbows nice and close together. Stiffen my back. Fall forward. Okay, I'm loosening up so he's not going to tap. If he doesn't tap here, pull your elbows to your side. Okay, any questions on that? Yeah. Yeah. So once you're here, okay, I'm going for this one first because this is a quick one. This is kind of like the quick, oh, I want to get this choke. But if he blocks in, you can flare here, use your knee to get that arm out of the way just for a second. Okay, now flaring this is not going to really do a whole lot at this point because his arm's not there. You know, if I do this, that could help, but he's still gonna, if I still come underneath, he still has that arm to block. See him right there? So if I come here first, boom, and I use my knee real quick, I don't need to flare so much with this. But it can help with kind of blocking that arm from blocking your entry. So from here, boom, underneath, four fingers in, grab right there, come back, fall top side, stiffen your back. Now also with your feet too, you can, as you're falling forward, bring them back into there. Like that. Okay, any questions on that?
Is there any tips on the beginning of getting blocked?
Yeah, so when you're here, in this kind of mount, you don't want to be, I don't want to be sitting way back like this because now all my weight's on his hips and he can obviously get my base off. So I want to have a decent base. So right here, you kind of want to be, like a table here. You don't want your arms too wide. I don't want to be really like this because I can't do anything when my arms are wide like this. I also don't want to be like this unless I'm looking to separate his arms really, right? So you can kind of hang out like this. Now my weight is kind of evenly dispersed between my knees and my hips at this point. So when you look to get your first grip, you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to sit back, okay? But knowing that, I can expect him to and when he does, I lift my hips at the same time. So once I feel him, just lift my hips. As he was dead. And I keep working it. He's gonna do it again. I just keep feeling it. So you kind of gotta feel it. Kind of have to be like a bull rider. That's weird. Yeah, where's the timer? It's got 8 seconds. Yeah.
So, like, you just have to be like, you know what I'm saying?
That's just the name of the game. So, yeah. With this one, you're not. Just kidding. So you're not directly. I mean, you can.
It's okay, we'll figure it out.
You can go around. You can make a detour. That's a good question. I never had that problem.
That's a black belt technique.
Part of the uniform, right? It's part of the uniform.
That's very clear. Jiu-jitsu.
So, yeah. It's true. All right, any questions on that? Because we're gonna use another setup after this. It's gonna be very similar to this to combine the two. So, no questions? All right, hands up. 1, 2, 3. This is the quick choke, you know. This is the one where just boom, you got it, and you go. The other one's a more secure choke, a little bit harder to get set up. You know, the second grip is kind of hard to get set up sometimes. That's why this one's probably, you see this one way more than you do the traditional palm up choke. Okay, so same thing, right? We open the lapel. He's got his elbows down. Kind of use it to open his elbow a little bit. Come in, come out. Pull this taut as you kind of feel like a rope. You're good. You're good grip here. Okay. So I go for this, and he blocks. Now, if I come here and say I don't really get, that great of a block with my knee, and I'm coming here, and he's blocking the inside too. What I can do is bring my knee up and pin. Boom. Come over.
Pretty good.
Okay. And then everything else is the same. Okay. You're here. Come back. Follow the top side.
It's a little hard to tap.
I like that.
So one more time. Thanks. It's working. Boom. Get your first grip. He blocks this one. I go to pin. I'm going for the under. He blocks that one. Now I pin. I bring my knee up. Pin his arm. Boom. Doesn't matter. You can try to block with this one. If he does, I can just use my elbow. Boom. Okay. Back off. Fall this way. Okay. So now that you got those, you can just kind of use the first one or the second one as a setup, right? So I can come here, flare, look for this, and he's going to block in there. Just pin and go straight for that. Okay. Maybe so you can use the second one. The more secure one is like a setup. Go in here, he's going to block my hand. Yeah, he's going to hold his collar, he's going to block my hand. So, boom, just bring your knee right up. Okay? And this one you don't want to be like around, you don't want to be like this, right? So as soon as this hand comes out, chop. Okay. Now, a little detail that you guys should probably do on all your chokes, just because it's going to make everything a little tighter. No matter if you go both palms up or palm up, palm down. A good thing to get in the habit of, because most of the time they're going to tuck their chin a little bit. And most of the time you're not going to get a solid wrist on each side of their chin. So what you should do is pull them up, give them a little shake, and you're going to get right next to their neck every time. So tuck your chin. Yeah, so here, I'm not there. You're right. Just a little jolt, and you're going to get right there. Okay, it's just a little whiplash. Don't bounce their head. You know, not bounce their head. But as soon, and it's not like a super violent shake. It's just a little bit of a jolt type of shake. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. So I'm not going to be like, it's just a little bit of a jab. Okay. So you understand again? Okay. So now we're gonna blend the two. Okay. So he's defending right here. So open up the collar. Come in. Tight, nice tight grip here. Go for this one. Ooh, he blocks. Right? He blocks. Boom. Go for the pin. Right? Pull my arm out, go underneath. Maybe my pin wasn't that good, or he's able to just kind of move his arm up. Yeah. Boom. So I open my knee, bring it back down. And I come right back here. Tuck the chin. Come right here. Boom. A little bit of a shake. And fall over. Okay? That doesn't sound like it. Yeah. And I think that should be like a habit to get into. So even if you were like here, even with double palms, double palm up, he's going to be fighting it. But just even if you know you have it, this will get it just a little deeper. It's pretty cool. I had my head bouncing.
What about from the bottom? Does it same thing? What if you're doing it from the bottom?
From guard?
Yeah, from guard.
Yeah, it'll help. But the thing with guard is you got to close that distance, and so you don't really want to.
Yeah.
If they have a frame in front of you, you might try to do it, but then you got to really close that distance. So doing it from guard is it could be kind of tricky, but you don't want to give them too much space. But here you have a little bit of you have a little bit of play room, because you have more control of the distance of your body compared to theirs. And guard, you don't if they have a friend, right? So, any other questions on those? I was going to build in the arm bar to this, but I think, you know, we had sort of a little clinic on jokes tonight. So, no questions? All right, hands up. 1, 2, 3.